Are you ready for some smart, plain talk on politics, Israel, and the law? It's the Andrew Parker Show. Let's roll. This is part 3 of our special multi-episode conversation on the Andrew Parker Show. In this episode, we discuss the transformation of Minneapolis, the rise of the DSA, and the future of politics in Minnesota. The last thing I wanted to cover today in this potpourri show is the destruction of the city of Minneapolis. This is a city, I've lived my entire life here in the state of Minnesota, either in Minneapolis or in its first ring suburbs. And it is a beautiful city. It's a beautiful state. I like the Four Seasons, so I am not one who is going to flee in all likelihood to Florida or Arizona, as so many do, although I greatly enjoy visiting both. And the city of Minneapolis, the state of Minnesota, is home to many corporate headquarters, but there were many more previous to the decades-long onslaught against successful companies, against successful people. Lord knows the liberal community has policies that are contrary to that. I wouldn't include Hubert Humphrey in believing in such policies that we now push, nor even in some respects Fritz Mondale. But now it's quite a bit different. And it was Keith Ellison that started the shift. He didn't start it, but he put it on steroids. For 10 years, he was the representative from the 5th Congressional District, which includes all of the city of Minneapolis. And he created an army in the 5th District that drove some of the most liberal policies in the city of Minneapolis, because that army included city council members that were being put up by the Ellison group. And so, what occurred later with, you could call, race riots, the George Floyd riots, Black Lives Matter riots, the activity during COVID, the destruction of the economy, the destruction of education, the teaching, schooling of our kids during that time. And the arrival of Democratic Socialists of America, the DSA, taking Minneapolis and cutting it down step by step. We've had several shows regarding the DSA. Jim Rubin, and that show was excellent. You can look for that. You can go to theandrewparkershow.com. That was an excellent show. Rick Kupchella, that show, another one that was excellent, talking about the DSA. But it dismantled what Minneapolis used to be. And even those who were a part, Marty Sabo represented the 5th Congressional District for decades. He was a liberal Democrat. And it was a beautiful city, growing and supportive of business, higher employment regularly than most of the rest of the country. great corporate environment, great environment for workers, for restaurants. Now restaurants are closing because they can't afford to stay open in many respects. So the destruction of Minneapolis, I would argue, rests at the feet of Keith Ellison, who introduced much of this. Now, it has been added to by his selected protege, Ilhan Omar, and has furthered the depths in which it would go beyond what is even recognizable and what anyone might have imagined over the last several years of Ilhan Omar, furthering also the craziness of the DSA City Council, the city of Minneapolis. And pretty much cowed Jacob Frey, the mayor of Minneapolis, to fall in line or never be elected again. And for the most part, he has fallen in line. Not entirely. He has bucked the system on a few occasions. Completely gutting the city of Minneapolis Police Department? No, he stood up to that. It's not completely gutted. It's just partially gutted. A record of success second to none. Parker Daniels Keyboard Law Firm, the numbers tell the story. The last 5 cases our lawyers have brought to trial have resulted in million and multi-million-dollar verdicts for our plaintiff clients and 0 defense verdicts for our defense clients. Put simply, we try cases and we win cases. Hi, I'm Andrew Parker. At Parker Daniels Keyboard, we take our work personally and we go the extra mile. That is why some of the biggest law firms, locally and nationally, send cases to us to handle when they can't. If you have a challenging and critically important business or personal legal dispute that must be favorably resolved, whether regarding a contract matter, a business divorce, a real estate dispute, an employment dispute, a civil rights or defamation matter, plain talk, if it's a big deal, contact us at Parker Daniels Keyboard. Wise counsel, winning results. Go to parkerdk.com. Well, Keith Ellison is running for Attorney General again. And Ron Schutz is running against him, an attorney, friend of mine, someone I have worked with from a legal and professional perspective as well as a political perspective. And would be an outstanding attorney general here in this state and would make such a difference in terms of how things operate. And I think he can beat Keith Ellison. Even though Ellison, as I said, has, he started from the first day he got into Congress years ago. What is it, 15 years ago? Was it 08, 06, or 08? It might have been 20 years ago now. Yeah, I think it's probably 20 years ago. From the time he got into Congress, building his army, each precinct, supporters of his, who should they support in the other races, gives direction. Ilhan Omar launching with his support. And having him in politics in Minnesota is just not helpful. He birthed the Democratic Socialists of America. He's going to claim, no, I had nothing to do with it. Well, he did. And he has not pushed back, certainly not effectively, in any event, whether he did or not. have anything to do with creating it. And in certain respects, policy respects, he has fully supported the DSA. So look for Ron Schutz running for Attorney General. Those are the topics I wanted to discuss today. We're going to talk about education policy next time, along with government failure, both topics of great interest and importance. We'll get back to talking about Iran and the Iran war as well. Thank you so much for joining us on the Andrew Parker Show. Go to theandrewparkershow.com, and until next time, be kind to your neighbor. For more Smart Plain Talk, go to theandrewparkershow.com. Learn about all of your listening and viewing options. And remember, all the great things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word: freedom, justice, honor, duty, mercy, hope. This episode of The Andrew Parker Show is sponsored by Parker Daniels Keyboard.
Did your employer make you sign a promissory note when joining the company, and now you want to leave, but you're afraid your firm will pursue you personally for that debt? This is Jesse Keyboard from the law firm Parker Daniels Keyboard. I recently represented a client who had signed such a note, and I was able to get them out of their $500,000 debt to their company, which allowed them the freedom to exit a bad employment situation and enter a much better one. Meeting our clients' objectives is our focus at Parker Daniels Keyboard, and in this regard, we win. Our experienced trial team of lawyers at Parker Daniels Keyboard have secured major victories in state and federal courts across the country and through arbitration. We have the legal expertise in all types of business disputes, labor and employment matters, real estate matters, shareholder disputes, financial transactions, security issues, and appeals. For wise counsel, winning results, contact us at Parker Daniels Keyboard, a premier litigation law firm that provides efficient, aggressive, and innovative solutions to complex legal problems. Wise counsel, winning results. Go to parkerdk.com.